Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the live show right here in Malaysia South on Unsolved TV, baby. This is the Cracker Dawn show with myself, Kimera, Heeralal, as your host. And if you want to join the conversation, you can interact with us in studio today. And well, if you are celebrating your birthday, happy birthday. I believe it's India's Independence Day today, if I'm not mistaken. But hey, anyway, we're celebrating today, as we do every day, about the cracking of the dawning. You Cracker Dawners, thanks for joining the show. For those of you who just joined us and you are watching the show for the very first time, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done it already. Please do it. Alright, don't forget you can also use our WhatsApp line, which you can find at the bottom right of your screen right there. And yeah, interact with us. Today's going to be a jam-packed show, quite an interesting show, and also educational show. Alright, so today we're talking about the unsolved mysteries from ancient history. So this is episode 133 on Accidental TV, Cracker Dawners. Alright, so we've got these mysteries with ancient history, right? And then, as you know, we always open up our show with a good laugh, Wackhead Simpsons prank, and not forgetting that we are going to do the unsolved mysteries from ancient history. And last but not least, I think it's actually the best part of our show, where we have live entertainment, music entertainment for you guys to keep you going. Especially if you're at work and you feel you've got a boring job, or wherever you might be, you're bored, or you're just looking for some sort of entertainment. We got it for you right here on the Cracker Dawn. So stay exactly where you are. We're going to come back straight after this commercial break. Welcome back, everybody. You're still tuned into Accidental TV and you're watching the Cracker Dawn show with myself, Kimera Heeralal, as your host. If you want to join the conversation, you can do so by, dropping a comment at the bottom of your screen, or you could use our WhatsApp line, which you'll find at the bottom right of your screen throughout the entire show. Alright, so before we get into it and what our episode is about today, let's have a quick laugh with my personal favorite radio presenter, Wackhead Simpson.
So, you know what? Today I'm playing the part of an old lady. What do you get?
You give your best work when you play that character.
I think so. I tend to agree.
What's her name today?
Wait and find out.
Mystery.
So, you know, oftentimes you'll ask your hubby, you get to a certain age. Mm-hmm. You hear these stories all the time. We're not of that age yet. Mm-hmm. But it's birthday. Birthdays become a thing of the past. What do you get him for a birthday when he's so-called got everything? Right. You know what I mean? But there's various creative things, and there's various little personality clashes that happen. And I think this is a very legit option for something. I'm very cryptic here. I don't want to give it away. Okay? So just have a listen.
Dr. Boozum, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, and you?
Good. My name's Beryl.
Yes, Beryl.
I just wanted to find out, is this a
Enterologist, yes it is.
That's it. You guys do a colonoscopy.
We do.
Okay, what exactly is it? Just that I'm...
Colonoscopy is where we put a camera scope up the rectal area to
Right.
see what's happening in the colon.
Right. I want to book my hubby Arthur in for one, please.
You can't book him in for one. Your doctor's going to have to do it. Alternatively, you'll have to come and see Dr. Abu.
Now tell me, what is it that you can find? What is it that you can find?
What can we find?
Yes.
There's different things for different people.
Okay, because I'm wondering if you can please find his head.
What?
Yeah. I need you to find his head because it's stuck so far up his bum.
Okay. All right. You get your GP to call us and book what you call it, the scope. I don't know whether to blush.
You know, he drives a BMW.
I'll tell Dr. Abu to do that.
Okay, it's sitting up there with old burgers from McDonald's from 2 years ago. When he talks to me, it sounds like...
Hold on.
He wants Doctor to do her colonoscopy so he can find her husband. Head up. Head up.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay. Oh no. Yeah. Okay, please help me. You are joking, right? Okay, let me see. Okay, wait, I'm going to... Nobody's ever phoned and asked us to get doctors to get their husband's head out of their regions.
I was passed around the whole
I was
room
about
there.
to say, did
The
you get any help?
Okay, if you want to find your husband's head, well, and you have suspicions, you know who to call, the gastroenterologist.
Wackett Simpson, everybody, would please help me get his head out of his backside. I'll say it like that, it's better. It's more respectable. This is still a family show, guys. Stay exactly where you are. When we come back, we're going to talk about the unsolved mysteries from ancient history. Straight after this.
I put a spell on you. Because you're mine. Oh, because you're mine. Because you're mine.
Welcome back, you crocodiles! You're currently streaming live with us in the Nature South on Actonville TV, baby. Alright, for those of you who don't know the show, this is the Crack of Dawn. As you can see, my lovely office table in front of me. And if you want to interact with us in studio today, please do so, as you can join this conversation and comment at the bottom of the screen. We are live, by the way. This is not a pre-record. Okay? Alright. Okay, so we're talking about unsolved ancient mysteries. Join the conversation if you know what we're talking about. We got Prince James coming on Facebook saying, good morning, Kimera! Morning. Good morning to you too. Alright, so despite the best efforts of amateur and professional archaeologists, the ancient world has retained many of its secrets. Now that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about ancient history. Well, unsolved mysteries from ancient history. Some may be secret, some not. Let's just say we refer to them as mysteries, right? So now ancient history is flush with unsolved mysteries, some of which, from lost burial sites to sunken cities, have actually captivated the public imagination for centuries. Now people are fascinated by origins, people are fascinated by mysteries, and well, this a whole entire article that I'm looking at right now was sent to me by Andrea M. Berlin. Now she's a professor of archaeology at Boston University, so shout out to you and thank you for helping me with the show. She says that we're very curious about what we can't see, about what came before us, which is true. I mean, there's a lot of things. Look at us when we're analyzing culture and we're trying to teach it again, but we're not from those times. None of us that are, well, in our studio especially, or in our temple, none of them were around when this actually like formed, you know. So it's weird how we want to know what happened in the past in order to go forward in the future. Okay, so those some mysteries will likely be, well, never be solved, as we know, and others are being chipped away at with the help of new technologies. As Berlin points out, a present-day archaeologist who finds a clay palette may use an atomic reactor and among other tools to actually deduce its chemical composition, whereas a 19th century archaeologist would have relied on more, pickaxe and wheelbarrows, if you know what I'm saying. Now, every single new technology that has been made available to archaeologists, beginning with carbon-14 dating in 1950s, has radically pushed the field. Berlin says that we can actually see deeper and smaller and finer, and so there are many more questions we can ask and actually answer today. So she adds that we have learned a lot about how sophisticated many ancient sites actually were. And she says in Berlin's experience, not the place, her name, in Berlin's experience, professional archaeologists tend to eschew the role of popular sleuth, especially as it pertains to things like Noah's Ark and treasure-laden tombs. Nevertheless, she recognizes the sense of wonder such mysteries inspire. So we're in the present, right? And we're a present and future-orientated society these days. Now, Berlin says so. From my point of view, anyone who cares at all, even a little bit about the past, that's great. Now she says she's got a couple of ancient world things that she wants to share with us, and she says this is all about enduring mysteries and all worthy of a glance back in time. Now let's look at our top 5 scary true unsolved mysteries from ancient history. Today the show will be hosted by Taylor Swift himself, all the way in the United States. Hello Taylor Swift. We're gonna catch you coming in at number 5. He's talking about the pyramids and the Sphinx. Check it out.
Hello, my ghouls and goblins. Taylor here, your casual crypt keeper, and boy do I have something for you today in my tickle trunk. Today we're going back in time to look at some of the oldest mysteries that have perplexed our ancestors and are still confusing us to this day. We're still scratching our head about these. So you grab some tinfoil and you craft it into a chapeau and you put it on your head, because we're gonna get crazy with this one. Let's take a look at the top 5 scary, true, unsolved mysteries from ancient history. And I was trying to swallow there and I ended up sounding like Buffalo Bill. Let's try that again, maybe. The top 5 scary, true, unsolved mysteries from ancient history. I like that had a bit of a rhyme to it. You let me know down below which of these you would love to finally get the answer for. Alright, let's dive on in. Number 5, the pyramids and the Sphinx. Famed for giving out riddles to passers-by and would-be kings and keeping even more secrets for itself, the Sphinx and the Great Pyramids of Giza aren't just one of the best tourist destinations in the world, they're a source of never-ending speculation. Were they crafted by aliens? Are there hidden secrets lying within the Sphinx that we don't know about? Almost dissect them a bit. So the Sphinx, if you haven't heard of it, this is your first time hearing about it. It's one of the 7 wonders of the world or something, but this might be the first time. It's a massive limestone statue with a lion's body, and let's be real, it's a nice one at that. And the head of a human. Was it always a human's face? There's some speculation and discussion about that. Some researchers have proposed that originally the Sphinx was a monument to the jackal god Anubis, and that his face was refitted at some point in the image of Amenhotep II, a pharaoh from around that era. Now the purpose and origin remains a point of contention to Egyptologists. What was the Sphinx built for? Is it a tomb? A monument? Just something to take photos of? Some people have even speculated that the Sphinx is older than Egypt even. A tomb? A monument? Just something to do? Researchers too have speculated that perhaps the Sphinx is older than Egypt even. Erosion pattern on the Sphinx's body appear consistent with water erosion rather than wind erosion, raising all sorts of questions about the climate and geological history. Did Egypt used to be like a lot wetter? And that's just what puzzles people on the outside. The inside of the thing is a whole other can of worms. Some propose that there are unexplored passages or secret chambers containing wondrous treasures, ancient texts, sacred artifacts. I think the Master Sword might even be in there. Some people think there's proof of extraterrestrial life. It's a very widespread conspiracy theory that aliens were involved in the Sphinx and the pyramids and are very closely tied to ancient Egyptian culture. Some limited excavations around the Sphinx have been carried out, but because of the delicate nature of the monument, further digging is a bit challenging. You don't want to be the guy who ruined one of the 7 wonders of the world. They're gonna make fun of you forever if that happens. We could do a whole video on the mysteries behind the Sphinx, and I sincerely hope we do, because we are just scratching the surface of strange stuff going on there.
We're talking about Thonis Heeralal now, and thank you so much for that, Taylor Smith. I love the long hair, by the way. Okay, so Thonis Heeralal, if I'm saying it correctly, please excuse me if I really butchered that one. Okay, an ancient Egyptian port city on the Mediterranean Sea. Everybody knows this. I think if you research it, you'll know about it too. Okay, so an ancient, or should I say an Egyptian port city on the Mediterranean Sea, the Thonis Heeralal served as a major trading hub prior to the founding of nearby Alexandria around 331 BC. Mythical hero Heracles and Helen of Troy both supposedly spent time there. Now, around the 2nd century BC, however, the city center collapsed due to the soil liquefaction, possibly triggered by earthquakes, tsunamis, or floods. Now, eventually, all Thonis Heeralal sank underwater, if you didn't know, and where it remained lost to time until being discovered, or rediscovered rather, in the early 2000s by marine archaeologists. And since then, large statues, animal sarcophagus, and temple reins, pottery, shards, jewelry, coins, and even 2,400-year-old fruit baskets have been pulled from the waves, thus shining new light on this real-life Atlantis. Coming in at number 4, the Voynich manuscript.
Number 4, the Voynich manuscript. The manuscript is one of my personal favorite unsolved mysteries out there, just for how sheer little we know about it. We have nothing. It's kind of a choose your own adventure for mysteries. Is it aliens? Demons? A really convoluted historical prank? If you don't know, the Voynich manuscript is a strange document written in a handwritten text filled with bizarre illustrations. No one's been able to make sense of it, primarily because it's written in a language that has never been seen elsewhere in human history. It was named after Wilfrid Voynich, the Polish antiquarian who purchased it in 1912, although its ownership has passed through many hands. So what was it written for, and by who? These are the questions we've been asking, and we're probably going to keep asking over and over. The manuscript is about 240 pages, containing illustrations of plants, astronomical diagrams, humanoid figures, and other strange objects. Despite countless attempts by cryptographers, no one's been able to crack the code just yet. Some speculation has been made that it could be a biology textbook in an encoded language. Some people think it could be the scrawlings of a brilliant alchemist, magic and spell casting we couldn't possibly hope to understand. Some say it's from a forgotten civilization, while others have said maybe it's all just a load of nonsense and is just made by someone who had too much time on their hands and a vengeance against historians who wanted to prank them for centuries. The book is thought to have come from anywhere between the 15th century and the 17th century. We don't even know when this thing was written. Like I said, we know next to nothing about it. Now, if you're feeling clever and inspired, you can find a PDF of the Voynich manuscript as a free download pretty easily. Who knows? You might be the one to finally crack this case. But hey, don't be frustrated if you end up falling down a conspiracy rabbit hole many before you have tried. I looked through a few of these pages and it took me 30 seconds before I was looking like Charlie from Always Sunny at the conspiracy wall, all that red tape and stuff.
Plain of jars. Now, thousands of legend-covered stone jars from the Iron Age, some standing close to 10 feet. well, 10 feet tall and weighing several tons, now dot the mountainous landscape of northern Laos, and curved or carved largely from sandstone and found in groups of ranging from just 1 to 400. Legends actually holds that the giants used them as a wine glass at the time, and many archaeologists on the other hand believe that they served as funerary urns, though much remains unknown about their purpose, about how they actually were moved into place, and about civilization that produced them. I mean, recent research dates at least some of the stone jars to as early as 1240 BC, which would make them far older than the human remains buried nearby. Now, complicating matters is that many of the jars stand in the fields of unexploded munitions, the vestige of massive US bombing campaign during the Vietnam War, and therefore cannot be safely studied. Coming up at number 3, Yonaguni Monument. Check it out.
Number 3, the Yonaguni Monument. You've heard of the lost city of Atlantis, surely. Of course you have. It's one of the best Disney movies you forgot about. That's a story for a whole other video. Well, what if it wasn't the only lost underwater city out there? Have you ever heard of the Yonaguni Monument? The Yonaguni Monument has sometimes been called Japan's Atlantis, and it refers to a strange, eerie underwater rock formation just off the coast of Yonaguni Island in Japan that has had people scratching their heads for years. It's a massive structure consisting of several flat rock slabs arranged in a way that seems like an intelligent life put it together. Now, some people say that this structure could be completely natural, resulting from years of erosion and tectonic activity. Certainly, stranger things have happened, and it wouldn't be completely impossible for something to form this way, but the way it exists now, the way it sits, it seems deliberately carved out, and it seems like it was an important structure to someone. Perhaps a monument, a temple, some sign of a lost city, hence the Atlantis comparisons. Is it possible this was evidence of a lost civilization buried beneath the ocean waves, forever forgotten to history? The monument being completely submerged has been fuel for the fire of speculation. Was it always underwater? Did it end up there over time? Did the water raise around it? Did the land used to look significantly different? It makes it pretty difficult to study as well, making it just that little bit more elusive, as if it wasn't mysterious enough as is. But let's be real, it was probably aliens. It was almost certainly aliens.
Still talking about unsolved mysteries from ancient history. I need you guys to join the conversation. Interact with us if you know any stories and you want to tell us about it. We'll come back straight after this commercial break.
The ultimate accessory. The latest shiny thing. Mesmerized. Trying to keep up, but never getting ahead in an endless cycle of spending. In this world of constant upgrades, do you want a bank that takes your money, or a bank that takes your money seriously?
Welcome back, you crocodiles. If you just joined us, we are streaming live in Indonesia South on Atinville TV. This is the Crack of Dawn show with myself, Kimera Heeralal, as your host. And if you want to join the conversation, you can do so by commenting at the bottom of the screen, or you could use our WhatsApp line, which you'll find at the bottom right of your screen throughout the entire show right there. Alright, so we're talking about unsolved mysteries from ancient history with a topic called Gunabara Bay. Don't know if you guys heard of that. Anyway, acting on a trip from locals, controversial shipwreck explorer Robert Marks, if you guys know, he claimed in 1982 to have discovered a number of twin-handled Roman vases, and this is known as the amphoras. And in Brazil's Guanabara Bay, according to Marx, the barnacle covered with amphoras provided proof that Romans were the first Europeans in Brazil, having predated the Portuguese over by 1,000 years. However, he was never able to fully explore the site as the Brazilian government banned him from the country for alleged looting and also halted underwater explorations altogether. Well, we've still got Taylor Smith coming in with his top 5 scary, true, unsolved mysteries. Coming in at number 2, Bermuda Triangle.
Number 2, the Bermuda Triangle. Ah, the Bermuda Triangle. Now there's an exquisite ancient mystery. One of the certified classics. Something that's eluded us for years and will probably continue to do so. It's been referred to before as the Devil's Triangle, and it's host to all manner of mysterious incidents and unexplained phenomena. One of the more infamous incidents linked to the Bermuda Triangle is the disappearance of Flight 19 in December 1945. 5 Navy bombers vanished during a routine training mission alongside 14 crew members. Gone. Zilch. There was an extensive search effort, but nothing was ever found. Not so much as a bolt off the hull, a boot fished up, a hat, nothing. It was as if they were swallowed up by the void. Naturally, people went a bit wild with theories on this one. Anything from aliens, electromagnetic anomalies, alternate realities, no clipping into the back room. You know, pretty serious academic stuff. But it's bizarre. Another particularly good Bermuda baffler for you is the case of the USS Cyclops. In March 1918, the 542-foot-long cargo ship carrying over 300 crew members vanished during its voyage from Barbados. No wreckage, no survivors ever found. Certainly you would think a ship that big with that many people would leave behind a little bit of evidence, right? What happened? Were they swallowed up by the very seas themselves, pulled to Davy Jones's locker by the Kraken? Or are they somewhere we can't reach them, in a place between worlds and time? The region is known for all sorts of weird stuff too, involving electronic malfunctions and compass deviations. It makes it seem like there is just something bad in the air out there. Maybe just bad vibes? Certainly seems that way.
Alright, I see that Taylor Swift has a knack for actually making us feel weird in studio, so yeah. Everything about him is scary. Alright, let's look at the Nazca Lines. Now, the Nazca Lines, roughly 2,000 years ago, a pre-Inca civilization etched a series of enormous drawings into the dry coastal plain of Peru. Now, this was known as the Nazca Lines. Now, these geoglyphs remained largely unknown until aircrafts began flying over the area in the 1930s. Now, to date, over say about 1,000 designs have actually been located. Most are straight lines stretching up to 30 miles, or geometric shapes from the shape zones of spirals, while others depict animals and plants, including a spider, a hummingbird, a monkey, a whale, and 2-headed snakes, also a dog, and a humanoid figure nicknamed the astronaut. Now, as recently as 2022, 168 new geoglyphs have been discovered. So yet researchers still don't understand their purpose. One prominent hypothesis, though, associates them with water rituals, though other guesses abound as well. Coming in at number 1 with Taylor Smith, the Dorset Mass Grave.
At number 1, the Dorset Mass Grave. Whoa, this one is a doozy, and it is one of the scariest and most confusing archaeological discoveries ever found. Let me ask you, what's more fun than a barrel of monkeys? A barrel of Vikings? Well, how about a mass grave full of headless Viking bodies? No? Well, you and I find different things fun, I suppose. Way back in the yesteryear of 2008, a group of archaeologists were on a fairly routine digging operation in Dorset, a quaint little seaside town in England. They were supervising a digging operation to improve local roads and were on set to see if there was anything of note to find, you know, if they came across an old coin or an old arrowhead or something you could stuff in a museum case. For the first few days of the job, there wasn't anything particularly noteworthy discovered until they came across the mass pile of 54 entangled Viking corpses, all missing their heads. I guess they thought that was probably kind of interesting. If it was just a bunch of headless Viking bodies, that'd be one thing. But the mass grave was wrapped in confusing details. Their skulls were missing, but as well their rib cages, arms, and leg bones were all scattered around, this is disgusting, surrounded by discarded teeth. No clothes or weaponry was recovered. So what in the Allfather's name happened here? Because absolutely nothing I can imagine is pleasant. Sounds like Vikings opened up a portal to hell, went really wild with it. The teeth found around the grave had all been filed down neatly, which is very interesting. Now, it goes without saying that Viking dental surgery could not have been painless, meaning the process had to be excruciating, suggesting it was either done by a very careful tormentor or done to themselves to intimidate their opponents to show just how gritty they are. I actually don't know which of those two are preferable. They actually both sound pretty horrible. Now, as good as my theory about a bunch of Vikings opening up a portal to hell and being offered as a sacrifice is, archaeologists had some different ideas. They theorized that by looking at the wound patterns on the ribs and torso, they were surgical, precise blows, which wasn't really the kind of thing you'd expect from a rabid Viking warrior flailing around a sword in a brawl. The archaeologists thought that these men were either offered up as part of a horrifyingly sadistic ritual, or it was a big-time mass sentencing where everybody was sentenced to the death. Explains too where all the weapons and gear had gone. These men had been brought here from somewhere else and then left here for a long time. We might never know the truth behind the Dorset mass grave, and I'm gonna be honest, that might be fine with me. Some secrets are better left buried. Anyone else feel though that all those Viking skeletons, that might be like the world's most terrifying puzzle to put all that together? Morbid thought, and that's something to end the video on. Well, that's about all she wrote for this one, my ghouls and goblins. Thanks for sticking with me for that. Got pretty morbid near the end. Creep on creeping on, and I'll see you in the next one, okay?
Thank you, Taylor Smith, for taking us through the true unsolved mysteries from ancient history. I'm telling you now, honestly, that freaked me out a little bit. I'm actually not a history person, so yeah, that was a bit of a downside for me for today. But happy Tuesday, everybody. Alright, stay exactly where you are. I will keep you well entertained and jazzed up and vibed up when you come back straight after this commercial break.
Look at slide 4.
Becky, don't lose your cool. Think of the quarter pounder. It will taste like sunshine on a rainy day. Oh, so make it a day, the quarter pound away. Da 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 da.
Keeping you well-rounded and well-wrapped up this morning with great entertainment and good vibes. Coming up to keep you well entertained is today's Billie Eilish. Everybody knows Billie Eilish, right? So Billie Eilish's No Time to Die. Everybody knows that track. Even if you didn't like her, you still gotta know her. She's very popular, she's very famous, so yeah, you gotta know the song. But today it's being covered by a Crystal Emiliani from Italy. Let's check out her version.
I should have known I'd leave alone. Just goes to show that the blow they bleed are just the blow they own. We were a babe, but I saw you there. Too much to bear. You were my life, but life is far away from fair. Was I stupid to love you? Was I reckless to help? Was I obvious to everybody else that I fell and felt like you were never on my side? For me just no time to that.
Crystal Emiliani, all the way in Italy, performing for you. Billie Eilish's No Time to Die, right here on Attenville TV. Happy Tuesday morning, everybody. Hey! Alright, I know it's a Tuesday. You're like, oh my god, we're not even halfway through the week. I was feeling like that about 10 minutes ago. I'm sure you guys noticed. Alright, well, interact with us in studio today as we are streaming live, and you can comment at the bottom of the screen. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done it already. And now it's time for me to check our WhatsApp line and see our fun facts for the day. Okay, we've got Jolene coming in, says the only food that doesn't spoil, guess what the answer is? Honey. So you can keep honey forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Alright. Did you know that a crocodile cannot stick its tongue out? That must be so funny to watch. Alright. Did you know a snail can sleep for 3 years? No. I know it from him to walk from in my house from one wall to another can take him 3 years, but I didn't know he can sleep for 3 years. Oh my god. Alright, stay exactly where you are when we come back. We got a nice version of the Beatles coming straight after this commercial break.
You can do anything. All you need is determination. And a fresh pair of these, Nallies. But what's the point of looking like NJ Game if all your money's on your feet and your dreams go up in flames? In this world of doing it for a gram, do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money seriously?
Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're currently streaming live with us in Malaysia South on Attenville TV. This is the Cracker Dan show with myself, Kimera, Heeralal, as your host. And if you want to join the conversation, you're welcome to do so, or even give a shout out at the bottom of the screen as we are live, right? And if you want to keep it anonymous and hashtag it anonymous, you can use our WhatsApp line, which you'll find at the bottom right of your screen right there. And just I love the interaction. It helps the show grow, it helps the studio grow, it helps this whole channel grow. So please, we would like your support. I beg of you, please. Alright. So as promised, we got great entertainment and music entertainment coming up for you to keep you, well, entertained wherever you might be. And if you feel you've got talent and you want to submit it to us, we've got over 1.9 million views on Facebook, baby! Trying to traffic it to YouTube, it's still not working, but anyway, guys, hi. Okay, so if you've got any kind of talent or something you want to showcase to the public, drop us a WhatsApp, or you can comment at the bottom of the screen asking us how you can go about, or what's the procedure getting your stuff on air. You can ask us, whether it's a WhatsApp line, it doesn't matter. Interact with us, and yeah, we will respond to you. Alright, coming up next, the Beatles with a Norwegian Wood. Now, that is a beautiful song. Great. A classic track, rather. Now, today it's being covered by Dylan Galvin all the way from America. Check him out.
I once had a girl, or should I say, she once had me. She showed me her room, isn't it good, Norwegian wood. She asked me to stay and she told me to sit anywhere. So I looked around and I noticed there wasn't a chair. I sat on a rug, biding my time, drinking her wine. We talked until 2, and then she said, it's time for bed. She told me she worked in the morning and started to laugh. I told her I didn't and crawled off to sleep in the bath. this bird had flown. So I lit a fire, isn't it good? Norwegian wood.
Beautiful tracks being played and displayed here on Attenville TV. Right before my time. The Beatles was before my time. But anyway, that was the Beatles Norwegian Wood covered by Dylan Galvin from United States of America. Thank you so much for sending in your content. That was a beautiful performance. Thank you so much. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we got lots more coming up. But before we do, I just want to tell you guys, the 15th of August is actually India's Independence Day. Did you know that? You didn't know that. I just had to go and see what was exciting on the net. And I was like, hey, it's India's Independence Day. And a couple of years ago, the team and I were actually invited to India's Independence Day, and it was quite fun and interesting. And we met lots of beautiful people that actually run the whole decision making between India and, well, actually we say Johannesburg, South Africa. So yeah, it was nice to be a part of something that we don't know how it works. You know, decisions are made in certain countries and agreements between both countries. So it was like beautiful to actually be a part of such things. Alright, so let's talk about India's Independence Day today. And Independence Day in India is actually celebrated annually on the 15th of August as a public holiday in India. So I think I should tell my boss, hey dude, I'm Indian. I think I need leave today. Yeah? No. Okay, let's leave it. Alright, so let's look at the public holiday that's today in India. And it's commemorating the nation's independence from the United Kingdom on the 15th of August 1947, guys. Alright, so the day when the provisions of the Indian Independence Act, which transferred legislative sovereignty to the Indian Constituent Assembly, it actually came into effect on this day. So India actually retained King George VI as head of state until its transition to a republic, when the Constitution of India came into effect on 26th of January 1950, and it was celebrated as Indian Republic Day. Now it's also replaced the Dominion prefix, so the Dominion of India, with the enactment of the sovereign law Constitution of India. So India attained its independence following the independence movement, noted for a largely non-violent resistance and civil disobedience by Indian National Congress under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi. Now, for those of you who didn't know that, it's a very special day today, especially if you are Indian. Quite brilliantly explained, I think. I did a good job. So happy Independence Day to India. Beautiful accomplishment. And being an Indian, I'm like, yeah, man. Happy Independence Day. It's a celebration. Okay. Coming up next, before we get to Tiesto, stay exactly where you are. Let's take a quick break. Happy Independence Day to India, and just to celebrate it, as we spoke about, well, the entire story behind the India Independence Day, we will have our 826 band all the way from India perform something for us. Let's take a look.
मौसम सुहाना क्या कहेगा
स्टोरी तो आचल जमाना क्या कहेगा
इन अदाओं का जमाना भी है दीवाना जमाना क्या कहेगा
छोड़ दो आचल जमाना क्या कहेगा
Celebrating with us on Actonville TV, India's Independence Day, as A26, the band that you just saw, is from India. So yeah, thank you guys so much. That was actually a beautiful performance. I love the fact that they all know what they're doing. The band is so tight. The singers are so amazing. Thank you guys so much. You're gonna be seeing lots more of them on our show called The Crack of Dawn Show. Now, as promised, we're still keeping you entertained wherever you might be. Get your on, and if your manager's out of the office, just kick back like this here on your office chair and just put your leg on the desk for just 5 minutes. I know at home that's rude, but it's your office. You can even take off your shoes if there's nobody in the office. Just enjoy the next song. Coming up next, everybody knows South Africa's Tiesto, the business acoustic. Today it's being covered by Marcella from Netherlands. Oh no, it's not Tiesto from South Africa. Or is it? No, it's not. Okay, director says no, it's not. Okay, so it's Tiesto by the business acoustics. Marcella, let's check out what you have to show us, girl.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Mama, please don't worry about me, 'cause I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Dreams we have don't ever fall away. We can't live them if we stay the same. I can't do this for another day. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Let's get down, down. Let's get down to business. One more night to get this.
I can't believe I mistaken Tiesto's track for the South African one. Alright, that was Tiesto's The Business. Well, that was an acoustic version done by Marcella. Thank you guys so much for sending in your content. You actually helped me to better the show and make it better than what it is. Let's get down to business. I like that track, by the way. I like the house version, but I understand why Marcella actually performed it that way. The only way to not get pulled down for somebody else's copyrights is to do an acoustic version of it. I know this. Yeah, see, my hubby talking well, he's a musician himself. Anyway, guys, before we get to Auntie Sheila, let's take a quick break. We'll be back straight after this.
Rich taste that says you've arrived. Uyingakar. Living a life of illusion, leaving your finances on the rocks. In this world of Bazotina Bantu, do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money seriously?
Welcome back, guys. If you just joined us, we are still streaming live in Malaysia South on Atonville TV. You're watching the Crack It Down show with myself, Kimera, Heeralal, as your host. And if you want to join the conversation or interact with us in any way, you can comment at the bottom of the screen, or you could use our WhatsApp line found at the bottom right of the screen right there. Alright, so let's take a look at what everybody's been waiting for. I know you've been waiting for Auntie Sheila from Devon. Yeah, I know. Coming up next, Auntie Sheila from Durban, and she is talking about outdoor weddings. This is going to be fun. Let's check it out.
Oh, welcome, darlings. It's Auntie Sheila. Oh, now, darling, let me tell you one story. Anyway, other day was Uncle's niece's wedding. Oh, Yama, I tell you, I was pulling my face, man. Munji, pare, I don't want to go. You know why? It was an outdoor wedding. Now, let me tell you something. I don't like outdoor weddings. I don't like anything outdoor, period. Let me tell you something. I'm not an outdoor kind of a girl. I don't like grass. I don't like ants. I don't like bees. I don't like insects and budgies running up my... Oh, I don't like, man. You know, I'm such an unnatural person. I even like... The only grass in my house is the astroturf, the plastic grass, because that's how much I love nature. So, you know, I like cement, man. I like, you know, porcelain tiles. I don't like outdoor, anything outdoor. I say, Vana, you. So anyway, I had to go now because, just the bulldog's face, mother-in-law's face. If I don't go, Yama, I shall be sitting there with 10-ton words. So anyway, I went, luckily I went, right? And if I ever took my phone and took a nice, around the outdoor wedding, now this is just my opinion because lots of people love outdoor wedding. It's very hot, nice, the bride and groom are under the pandal, but we're sitting in the sun, and if you look at everybody's faces, everyone is munji pare because they can't stand the wind, the water, the wind, the bees, the flowers, the hay fevers, the achu, altar. But anyway, I'm sitting. But one thing, you can't beat the Indian people, man. My friend Saroj was sitting next to me. Even a tsunami wouldn't have moved the upstairs. So much spray she put, but you should see how I ended up because, I like my hair open. I like to look young. So anyway, and worst thing is, Indian people, by the time Saroj finished in that that wedding, Yama, I'm saying funeral. By the time she finished in that wedding, Yama, her makeup went way from golden to like purple, melting in the sun, dripping. But that's not the point. So anyway, Yama, the wedding is taking place, man. I got two irritating people, have to be near me. Anyway, we're sitting down to eat. These two women are looking, they gossiping behind my back. Isn't that Sheila? Isn't she Sheila? You want to ask me something? You don't sit and talk under your ass. Come out and ask me. I'm so uncomfortable to answer to you. Then they're looking like this. And I can see now someone looking like that. Obviously, you're going to see, right? So I smiled and said hi. Then, you know what? So rude, to make comment. She's saying, you don't like vegetables. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, no, you're not eating. Hey, I want to say, I eat slowly. I eat in, I take time and eat. I like to savor the goodness of the food. Then you know what she's saying? Actually counting the beans in the biryani. She's saying, this biryani, only 2 gadra beans. On custom, Satyam Otan Satya, I'm not talking lies, a word of lies. This is the Indian people. You know, no matter how much you can do, they'll still talk rubbish in the wedding. Hey, I tell you, one stories. I tell you, that's too much. Anyway, I was so excited by the end of that night to get away from those people. Hey, but after this, darlings, when you're thinking about weddings, make sure y'all know the season properly. Because if there's a windstorm and hailstorm and ants crawling up the ass, makes it a bit difficult in the wedding. You know what I'm saying? Vanakkam, darlings.
Vanakkam, Auntie Sheila. Thank you guys so much. That was awesome. Guys, it's almost time for us to love and leave you. But before you go, here's a quick fun fact for you guys. Did you know that butterflies taste with their feet? How cool would that be if you could do that? Just stick your toe in people's food. We look so lekker. Now I'm joking. Okay, this may sound strange to us humans, but butterflies do rely on their feet to taste food, as they have sensors on their feet which helps them to locate food for their the caterpillars, so that they can also stand on a leaf and try to actually taste it. Don't try tasting food with your feet, guys. I said that was for butterflies only. That's all the time we have for today, folks. From myself, Kimera, here. I'll check you guys later on the journey. I think we're going live at 8:30 tonight. Unfortunately, due to load shedding, we're going a bit later. So yeah, 8:30 on the journey tonight. From myself, Kimera, Heeralal. Have a blessed day. Bye bye for now.